Hello and welcome. You're viewing the Citizens Journalist podcast, Mesa County Compass, that brings you the news that you can use from a different point of view. I'm Ruth.
I'm Lisa.
And together we are Mesa County Compass. Our goal is to create an informed, current, active citizenry armed with the facts. We will be covering what's new to you, what it means to you, what you can do about it, and provide you access to the decision makers when we can. Good afternoon. We're here with Mesa County Compass, and today we are interviewing Janet Cope with Protect the Children Colorado. She's got some really interesting things to tell us today. But first, let's start out with a little bit about you, Janet, and why...
How you got involved with this?
How you got involved with it, why you got involved with it.
Certainly. Well, it is Protect Kids Colorado, and we lived in Colorado Springs for about 13 years. During that time, we became friends with the Spanglers, and he is a real mover and shaker in the field of protecting kids, life, anything to do with life, protecting life. And last year, Protect Kids Colorado was seeking to put two initiatives on the ballot for the 2024 election. Mark reached out to me and asked if I would help here on the Western Slope to get the word out, gather signatures on petitions. So that's how I initially got involved, was through one of the movers and shakers. He is on the board with Protect Kids Colorado.
Okay. And so tell us a little bit about what Protect Kids Colorado is, and then maybe we can discuss that House Bill 251312 that is just passed and is sitting on the governor's desk.
Yes. So the backstory is in 2021, a family by the name of Lee, Erin and her husband moved to Colorado. It was in the middle of the pandemic. 3 children, new baby, new place, new everything, new school. Their 12-year-old daughter went to a middle school. They moved to Weld County in Wellington. And, it was a huge adjustment for her. So she was invited to an art club. And this art club was actually a grooming club. And within a 2-hour period, they convinced her that she was a boy. And so through a series of events and time passing, it's like, what is happening to our little girls? So they made the discovery that it was through the school, endorsed basically by the school board. They were able to pull her out through counseling, lots of love and care. They consider it an emotional, mental issue, was really addressed. And now this young lady is 16. She is speaking out against transgenderism. So it's through the Lees that Protect Kids Colorado came into being. Kevin Lundberg, from the Eastern Slope, became involved, heard about her story. He gathered a group of people, and they're going, this is going to be a problem in Colorado. We have to do something. So these movers and shakers came together. They started Protect Kids Colorado in August of 2023. But they really geared up just last January of 2024. Got 2 initiatives finally through the title board.
And what does that mean, through the title board?
So when you present an initiative and you want to carry a petition, it's really getting the citizens to have a voice. If there's something going on in the government, the Constitution guarantees that citizens have a right to petition. So they work on the wording, they bring things together. They have to take it to a title board who approves, helps with the the language of the initiative, and it has to pass title board. So last year they worked at getting it through the title board. It was continued to push back. They finally had to take it to the Colorado Supreme Court before they were able to present a petition. And by that time, the 6-month period had been reduced to 90 days. So we only had 90 days last year. We fell short of getting the 200,000 signatures.
Oh my
That
gosh.
is a goal. We need 125 clean signatures, meaning all of them are the
They're not
wording is
duplicates. They
right.
got all the things
Got all
filled
their,
out
yes.
properly.
all their T's crossed and I's
Yeah,
dotted.
right.
Mhm.
And so we fell short, but we broke many records. That it was the largest number of signatures that were gathered in a 90-day period. So that's how it all came to be. Then this year they are regrouping, getting started early with 3 initiatives this year that we're going to be having petitions.
Okay, so let's go back to the board that they had to present this. Is this out of the Secretary of State? Or
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, and so what does that title board do? Is there a cost to having the title board review it, or what were some of the
You're
problems with
asking
that?
me a lot of questions. It's
All at
somebody
once.
with higher knowledge of this. I do know that it has to be approved through the title board, and they can push it back. And that's what happened the last time. In one day this year, the beginning, either end of April, 1st of May, they took the one initiative that we were trying to protect girls' sports, that only biological females would be able to participate in girls' sports. That one made it through the title board. And on May 21st, we have 2 additional initiatives that we're going to be presenting. So the 3 initiatives are: we want to protect our children from sex trafficking. And if a person is convicted of buying or selling sex in the state of Colorado, they would be given a life sentence with no chance of parole, because sex trafficking is horrendous in the state of Colorado, in the U.S., but we are in the top 10 states of sex trafficking.
Oh my!
And also because we have open abortions, there's many sex traffickers that bring the children or women to Colorado for abortions. So that is just skyrocketing. The other initiative so there will be 3 petitions, 3 initiatives. The sex trafficking, the other is protecting girls' sports, and the third is protecting our children against irreversible sex change surgery. So no irreversible sex change surgeries for anyone 17 or younger.
And does that include any of the drugs that or just the surgery itself?
Unfortunately, at this point, we had to start somewhere.
Right.
So we're starting with the surgery.
Surgeries.
Mhm.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
this, what you're hoping to do is to get this in the Colorado Constitution, or are you just trying to get this as a voter-passed bill?
It is an initiative that will be put before the people of Colorado. It doesn't become an actual bill. It remains an initiative, but it's the starting ground for people rising up, being educated of what is happening in our state, and we need to protect our children.
Right, right. So what is the group doing right now? You said that there is a Facebook page that Erin has. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about that.
Erin Lee, the founder of Protect Kids Colorado, or one of the founders, has an amazing Facebook page. It's called Erin for Parental Rights. And so you can just look at Look her name up, ERIN, for parental rights. And she keeps us abreast of what is going on with these initiatives. We also have a website, protectkidscolorado.org, that if anybody wants to sign a petition, volunteer in any way, we most likely won't have the petitions until July.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, we're just trying to get our team together.
Mm-hmm.
So the Colorado is broken down into various sections. We're Grand Junction, Montrose, Delta. We're in the western region.
Okay.
So there are 16 counties in the western region, and I'm the coordinator for those 16 counties, trying to get captains in each of those 16 counties. We need lots of volunteers that will be willing to carry a petition. If you only get 3-5 signatures, that's more than we would have had.
Right.
So a lot of people are intimidated, but it really, momentum really grows
Mm-hmm.
when people get on board of what we're doing to protect our children.
Mm-hmm.
So you can take it to your church, you can take it to farmers markets, sporting events
Mm-hmm.
in your neighborhood. One of the primary ways I think we'll get some is through the county fair.
That's just
And-
exactly what I was
yeah.
thinking was
Mhm.
county fair.
And musical events, we are able to have a petition. If you stand in front of a store, it's good to get their permission, although we don't have to have their permission, but it's good to
Right.
have
Good
that
relations,
community.
yes.
Yes. But legally, we can carry petitions
Mm-hmm.
and go to the park where, sporting events, soccer games, all these tournaments that are out there. There's just lots of ways to be able to gather these signatures. And for Mesa County, we're looking at getting right out 8,000 signatures.
So what is your goal on this? And when the petitions come out in July, when do they need to be collected by? Usually there's a deadline.
yes, so we have 6 months once the petitions come out. So our goal is before 6 months that we would have enough signatures to present this to the Secretary of State. So they will go through the petitions. They don't go through every petition. They choose a few petitions out. They look and check voter records. Did the person sign that petition the way they sign a ballot? Was it first and last name? Do they need first name, middle
Middle
initial, first name, middle name? So they will scrutinize those smattering of petitions.
We understand.
And, and then however many, like if it's a third or a fourth, that they go, okay, we found a fourth of them are not valid signatures. We're throwing out a fourth or whatever the number
Oh my
they deem.
goodness.
So that's why we have to overshoot significantly.
Right.
So we're shooting for 200,000 signatures when we need 125,000 clean signatures.
How has your reception been so far on this movement? I know it's fairly new, and yet should be broadcast all over. So how are you feeling?
And how are you broadcasting?
Yeah, and how are you? Yeah, those two, in whatever order you wish.
Yeah.
Well, I can look at history of how it was last year. The board says they were building the plane as it was flying. That was all new to so many people.
Right.
So that laid the groundwork for this year. And this year, there's great optimism. We are very hopeful we will get the number of signatures that we need. Toward the end of our 90 days, the word was finally getting out. We've got to be able to broadcast these initiatives, this information to protect our children. And this year, there's a group that has come alongside that is going to be doing media, social media, other media, that we will be able to get the word out to a broader group of people. So, and part of it right now is just exposure, exposing people to Protect Kids Colorado. So that's what we're doing right now, trying to get the word out. Last weekend, there was an event at the library, the public library here. There was an event in Hotchkiss, and so we were able to set a tent up there. We got 29 people that want to carry petitions.
Oh, great.
Not all in Delta County, but the majority for Delta County. So, you know, any way we can get the word out, and it's just building that team.
So how does the House Bill 251312, how does that impact what you're trying to do? Because if Governor Polis, it's passed both houses. So Ruth, why don't you tell us about House Bill 251312, and then we'll ask Janet how that will impact what they're doing.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, Lisa, is I'm going to read it directly from my phone. House Bill 251312 is dubbed the Kelly Loving Act in honor of a transgender woman killed during the 2022 Club Q shooting in Colorado Springs. Initially proposed various new legal protections for transgender people in education, family legal matters, and in matters and public accommodation. So that's what the House bill is about.
Okay, and what is the impact on parents? Because it's also called the Parental Rights Bill.
Correct.
So my understanding is if parents or schools, churches do not affirm the person, the child that is expressing gender confusion, that in a custody issue, the parent that does not affirm that, they would lose custody of their children.
To the parent that does affirm.
Correct. And if neither parent affirms, they can have the child removed.
Which would be a government act against the people. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And how does it impact a church or a business or an individual that, I know they talk about dead naming, and that is, if you're choosing not to use the name that the child has decided that they want to be called by, I think there's also a repercussion to you as an individual that it's discriminatory, and I don't know what kind of a penalty
It is indeed.
follows.
I don't know how far that goes. Whether just in schools, whether in public situations, how far does it go?
Yeah. What are the ramifications
Right.
of passing this bill? But I know you said something about your group, the minute if it passes, it will be challenged in the courts?
Yes. So Protect Kids Colorado is prepared to file a lawsuit against the state of Colorado if this were to become law. But right now, we're still in the process of putting pressure on Polis. So there are phone numbers that you can call and express your desire for him to veto that. The phone number is 303-866-2885. Again, that's 303-866-2885. So you can call, email, but just encourage Polis to veto that bill. The chances are high that it will probably pass, but we as parents, we as grandparents, we as citizens need to protect our children, and we need to continue to put the pressure on the government for this. And when they were doing having people speak for or against, there were 700 people against this bill lined up to testify. There were 70 for, 700 against, and only 74. So that shows that people are outraged at what is happening in our state, and we need to get more
Outraged and
involved.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, involved.
stand up.
A question for you. If Governor Polis does not sign the bill, if it just sits on his desk until such time as the time limit runs out, what are the ramifications of that?
It's a pocket veto. It passes.
Yeah,
Pocket
my
veto.
understanding.
And that's what I wanted to get across to people. It will be just what is considered a pocket veto. It passes. So we need to do something.
During
Put
the interim.
pressure. Put pressure on him.
You said really kind of a neat film to see is one that Kelly. I'm sorry, is her name Kelly?
Erin.
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 I pick another name. Erin has on her website, which is Art Club.
Yes, so it's called the Art Club Movie. It's actually a documentary that she and her family did with Kevin Lundberg. And it shares their story of what they went through when they moved to Colorado and dealt with the art club that their daughter was involved in. So you can go to YouTube. It's free. It's the Art Club Movie.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like for us to share, or how do you want people to get involved?
Well, I would encourage everyone at least to sign a petition. You can go on the website at protectkidscolorado.org, and there's a place that you can just request that you would be contacted to sign a petition. You cannot do it online. It has to be done in person. But moreover, we really need volunteers to help gather signatures. So if you would be willing to carry a petition, you can go to that website. I think the first thing on the homepage on a mobile device, it says, I'm interested in volunteering.
It does indeed. I did pull that up.
Yeah. You can fill out a form there. They will get in touch with you. That's probably the most streamlined way to get involved. But if you want to talk to a local person, I'm certainly willing to speak to anyone that is interested in carrying a petition, or if you want to get involved in media, if you want to do a donation, we are an all-volunteer group. There will be no people paid for no paid petition carriers. So getting the word out will be costly. So we need donations for that. But we really need people that are willing to step up and protect our children. And it is not difficult. You can, get a petition. I will be having petitions. And we just need people to take action. If we sit and do nothing, that's what's going to happen. But doing nothing is dangerous for our children. If we sit back, we can look at our state government and see what is happening, what has happened.
Has happened, yes.
One more thing. So how would they contact you if they want to?
Sure. Probably the best would be a text message.
Okay.
And I'll give you my phone number, 970-433-1409. And I would be happy to connect with you, answer some questions if I could. But again, the best way would be to go to our website, protectkidscolorado.org.
And really, you can't get the petitions until July, is that right? So they couldn't pre-sign or do anything?
No. So that's best case scenario. If the title board pushes back on these other two initiatives, it could get pushed back. But we feel confident. We have much better language this time. We're much more prepared. We will have an attorney presenting them. So again, the plane is built this time,
Right.
and we're not trying to build it as we're flying. So
We just need to hire the pilots.
Yeah.
yes,
And the ground.
get volunteer pilots.
Yeah,
Yes,
volunteer
exactly.
pilots and air traffic controllers.
Yes.
Janet, one last time, do you have anything extra you want to add so that people can understand how essential this is and what's happening with it?
Certainly. So, with these petitions, and if we gather enough signatures, which we are very hopeful, we will do this time. Colorado is going to be the first state to take these issues to the ballot, giving Colorado voters the opportunity to say, we are going to protect our children, hands off of our kids.
What is exciting about that is the fact that if we do get this going, there are 49 other states in the union that can take what you have learned and do their own. And that
Absolutely.
is exciting.
Yes.
So you've been watching Mesa County Compass. We appreciate Janet being on with us. And this is the facts as we know them, the truth as we see it. You decide.
Thank you,
so
Janet.
much.
Yeah.
Appreciate being here.